Hello everyone and welcome back to Conan Exiles. This will be episode 8 of the Beginner's Guide series, and in this episode I want to kind of tie up a few little odds and ends, if you will. I want to take a look at our journey, see where we're up to. There are a couple of journey steps that we can kind of follow and get through pretty quick. I want to look at the Riddle of Steel, which is to upgrade us to level 30. Well, we need to be level 30 to get it, so that we can unlock steel tools and also get our improved furnace and our improved blacksmith. Maybe we'll check where we are on our tanner's journey, see if we need to complete that. And also in this episode I would like to go and find the cave where we learn sorcery. I actually already know where it is on the map. That's actually where I am now. If I just quickly show you, you can see just here, just at the bottom right of the unnamed city. I want to learn sorcery for a couple of the spells that are pretty helpful in that sort of way, if you will. Some pretty useful ones, especially the transportory stones at the end, but we'll discuss those when we get a bit nearer the time. But I wanted to learn the sorcery for the thaumaturgy bench, for the illusionary side to it that we can use. We'll talk about that more when we get back to base and we've unlocked it. I'll show you how that works. Because I thought in our last video we did the Dreg's Dungeon, so I just thought we'll take things a little more chill this time and we'll go in and pick up our sorcery. So if I get out of that mode, what we need to do is make our way down here a little bit, just past this tree, because in this cave here, which you'll see just in front of me now, we're going to tell the horse to wait here because we don't want them to come in. You could take a follower in, because she will fight these cappers, or undead cappers as they are, or undead shalebacks. But to be honest with you, you're quicker and better just running through yourself and ignoring them. They're not too dangerous, but by the time you've messed about killing them all, you do gain a bit of corruption as you go through this cave to the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video here and I'll run through, but what I'll do is I'll include the clip of me running through, just slightly sped up, just so you can see how quick and easy it is just to sprint through and ignore them, and I'll bring you back when we're in the cave where we learn our sorcery. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so here we are again, back once again. Apologies about the light, it's not very bright in here, but as you can see the cappers there could only follow me to the bottom of those stairs, they couldn't follow me up here. Now we're going to have to get a wriggle on here because we are actually gaining corruption while we're in here. So what we want to do is run up to this bench here, this is your thaumaturgy bench, hit interact, and as we can see we've got some pouches, our Tomokurak and our staff. So we've now learnt sorcery. That's one of the stones that you can learn at the very end. And there are some chests dotted around in here that you can jump off the edge here and climb back up and gather, but I'm not going to mess about doing that now. I'm going to run back out of here and I'll meet you when we get back outside. Okay, see you very soon. Okay, so here we are, we made it back out again. There's the cave as you can see, and they won't follow you out once you come back outside. So we'll get our friends to follow us once again. So that is the cave, and if I just show you on the map, it's literally here. It looks like it's inside the unnamed city, but the entrance is literally here. So if you're coming up from New River, you can come up and along, follow this river up, come up the ramp at the side here and down, and it's just here. So what we'll do now is we'll make our way back home. I'm just going to check up here so I can just show you at the same time as well. If you come back up here, As you'll see, we're up the top. Nice big rock face all around us, plenty of stone and all sorts to gather here. But what we want to do is get back down to New River, which we can make our way down here. All the way to the river. Can we take a shortcut here? Yes, we could do, possibly. Well, let's just carry on a bit more. Actually, we'll follow this ramp down. You could just slide down if you want to save a bit of time. But just for safety's sake, we'll carry on a bit more. Follow it around to here, as you can see. This brings you down to the ramp. I do still have my wooden shield, and I've also made myself the Bloodletter short sword, which is a really good sword. Crazy moves like that, but you can also do the short jabs with it, as you've seen me do with the Arena Champion in my Arena Champion videos, especially the second one where I defeat her. If you haven't seen that, do go check it out. It's rather interesting that you can purely beat her just with one of these in your hand. No shield and no armour, purely just a short sword. It's pretty fun. Right, I'm going to make my way down the river here, back towards base, which for us is down here, back along Chaos Corner as a lot of people like to call it, over the river and around, and then back up at base. So I will do that now, and I will bring you back when we're back at base. Okay, see you soon. Alright, well, welcome back. We did pass through a night time on our way back. We killed a couple of crocs that decided to attack us. We made our way back, which meant we gained a level, so we can spend another point. We're going to keep going with our authority, so that gets us up to our first perk in authority, which just increases, where are we? Increases our armour, which is pretty good. No, so that's the wrong one. Authority is that one, so this is not authority, rather grit, which is increasing our armour, so that will help us there. Right, and also because we hit that level, we hit level 30, which now means, whoops, if I go back to our knowledge here, and as we can see, got all our iron stuff there. And now if we look, we've also got our grinder, we've got our dyes that we can learn. Now if we look here, we can now do steel tools. But before we do that, what we want to do is we want to have a look here for our journey step to make sure we're on the right one. By armor, tinkerer, blacksmith. So we did our blacksmith last time. So the one we want is our steelsmith. So we're going to unlock that journey. And if we go back to steelsmith, it wants us to access or place a fireball cauldron. So a fireball cauldron, I don't think we have yet, do we? No. So we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need our construction hammer, which should be here. Yep. Got some more bits and pieces there that I need to put away also. So then if we bring up our hammer, we want to go to stations, alchemy, there it is, fireball cauldron, and this is going to take iron bars and twine. So let's just see, do we have any twine put away? May not have it in these boxes, but if so we can make some. I'm sure we do have some twine somewhere. I know I've seen some twine somewhere. Yep, there it is. Right, twine and iron bars. Did we get any more iron bars cooked up? Yes, we did. Now we're now over encumbered, but we'll just grab them all for a moment. So stations, alchemy, fireball cauldron, and let's just stick that here in this window for the moment. Excellent. Now it wants us to craft tar in a tannery. Let me just put these away for a minute, because we're getting too bogged down with some different bits and pieces. Too weighed down these. We'll put those teeth away. We'll put the twine away again. We'll put those that we just got from the cave away until we need them. And we'll put that away. Right. What was it? Tar and a tannery. Now we've already made some leather, so we should have plenty of tar here. Yes, we do. Okay. Back to our journey again. If we look at it this way, it's just a bit closer. Now, gather brimstone. Now, that's the interesting one. What I'm going to do before we go anywhere is I'm going to pop that tar just in there for the moment. Now, there is a better version of this station as well. If we go back to our knowledge, and then as we can see here, we have the improved fireball cauldron, which requires obviously the steel pick and the original cauldron, but unfortunately at the moment we don't have enough points to get that one, so we'll have to use the basic one. However, once we get a few more points, I will upgrade to that one, because it will actually cost less in the new one. Because if we take a look at our cauldron here, what we're going to be making is this steel fire. That is what it's going to ask us for, and at the moment it still shows 1 for 1 here. Maybe the way I've got my settings because of crafting cost being reduced, but typically it would cost more brimstone, I think it is, than normal. Where if you have your cost reduction down slightly, if you're on single player or on a private server that people have it set up that way, it's only going to cost 1 tar to 1 brimstone to make your steel fire. So we need to go get some brimstone. So we'll take Tessa with us. And now there are 2 places that we can get brimstone. There is a cave just up behind us, right about here, called Sinner's Refuge, which has a lot of people, trolls, or people as we like to call them, that we can tame hopefully eventually to become our friends on the Wheel of Friendship, just as Tessa is. There is lots of brimstone in there. There it is, just there, of course. And the other cave is a little further along here, just past these trees from where our base is, just around there. I can't just remember the name off the top of my head. I'll pop it on the screen when I'm editing, but it's just up there. And there are lots of crocodiles in there, including a croc boss or a crocodile boss, whatever you want to call them. Fairly easy to kill, not too difficult, but we don't even need to go all the way back in at this stage. We can just go into the first 2 rooms of the cave and get more than enough brimstone. So I think what we'll do is, just for nosiness sake shall we say, we'll pop up to Sinner's Refuge here behind us and get some from there, and we'll just see who is in there, and we'll hope and pray that we don't get the same unfortunate luck that poor old Angar had in his last playthrough when he went in there. And yeah, there was a shield right armourer that had spawned, who in a lot of people's opinion, including mine, is one of, if not the best armourer in the game. They'd actually spawned, and obviously he wasn't in a position to knock it out, and I just smiled when he said in his video how he could hear us all getting in the comments and saying, you know, you're all telling me, oh, what you doing, what you doing. That was disappointing. Yes, I know I commented myself, but let's hope we don't get the same repeat for our show. It'll be quite funny if we do, but hey ho. Right, so I'm going to run around the back here now, make my way up, and I'll bring you back when we're just outside the cave. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, so here we are. You can see the cave just ahead of us. As I said on the map, there's me trying to find it before. I've already been here before. But there it is, just here. So we're going to head up and have a look who's in the way, because we will have to get rid of some of these guys at the door to be able to get in. Let's hope one of them's not a named fighter. No, that's an archer. Go take her out, please. What are you? Fighter. We don't need you. Fighter 2. Nope. We not got that archer. Go get her. No, she got that one, but then she ignored that one. Ah, nice and easy. Right, so in we go. Now if I pop my torch on, obviously it does make things seem very yellow, but as Angar quite rightly pointed out, if I take the torch off, this yellowy coloured stone you can see here is brimstone, and because we're using an iron tool, that gives us a bit more than our stone one. And we also get some salt, which we will keep hold of because that is useful for later on when we want to do some cooking on our stove. Because you can use salt, for example, with pork to make salted pork, which is great for giving your strength build friends, followers, whatever you want to call them, a strength weapon boost. You literally give them a piece of pork in their inventory, press interact on it, whoops, where did you come from, to make them eat it, and that'll give them a strength boost. Nice. Right, how much do we have now? Got a fair bit there. I might try and get a bit more just while we're here. So we'll just head on down a bit more. Let's have a, so as Angar rightly said, I don't know if you've seen his video or not, but as he says in his, there are 2 archers up the top typically, and 2 crafters of some sort down here at this little fireplace. So let's see what we've got. Hello. Level 1. And you. Get them, please. Come on. Tessa, what are you doing? Well, we'll leave you to decide what you're doing with that one. So she's sorting them out, we'll go up here. Oh, that was a nice one shot. And again, nice and easy around here because obviously New River, everything is very, very easy. So we'll just quick check around here. There's nothing else up here that we need, but there is, however, another piece of brimstone. We've got quite a bit there now, which will probably be ideal for us, but let's just, while we're here, why not? Let's just be nosy and push a bit further in. And there will of course be a, what we call a patrol that should wander up from here, unless we just bumped into them then. We should be seeing them shortly. Bit more brimstone there, as you can see. Apologies about the lighting in here, it's not great, I know. Oh, I pulled somebody.
Someone's coming.
Who are we pulling? Come on then. Who's coming up? You? Oh. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to go all the way in here. Oh. Where's my shield gone? Oh, my shield's actually broken. Wondering why I couldn't pull my shield out again. Well, in that case, I'm not going to wander any further, but there are a couple more crafters in there. There's 2 dancers that can spawn to the left, and at the very back of the cave, there is also a place where a named alchemist person can spawn, which is people, I think it's to do with Mitra, or Mitra, however you want to pronounce it. As you can see, this is a bit more here, brimstone. So we'll grab that. Yeah, I think that'll do us for now. There's probably a bit more in here that we could easily get, but I think that'll give us enough what we need. Yeah, the Mitra priest, and the people that are the named people, I believe, are either content creators or players who've previously done a lot in Conan Exiles in the past, and they've had their name given to an NPC character in game, and they're now forever a character in the game. And you can troll them. Yes, they are. Sorry, friendable. I'm doing it again. It's not trollable, it's friendable, meaning you can make them into friends. And yeah, right, so it's just getting to night time, so I'm going to run back down and I will bring you back in the morning when we're ready to do our next step on our steel journey. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, welcome back. It's the morning once again now, we're back at base, so we're going to head back in. I just waited inside for the next morning, so we're going to place our brimstone in with our tar, and then we're going to check back on our journey. It wants us to craft steel fire, so again, as you can see, the fireball cauldron has a decent inventory size, and at this point in the game so far we can make alchemical base in here, which is really expensive to be honest, because as you can see they need gold dust, silver dust and ichor. So it's quite an expensive way to make alchemical base. To be honest, if you go up and down the different camps and keep an eye out for bearers, which are the people with a big backpack on their back, if they are a level 3, if you kill them, they will drop their pack, and you can sometimes get lucky if you open a bearer 3 pack and get alchemical base from that. Sometimes a full stack, sometimes more, and that can be really useful to you. Dragon powder, which is something we won't be using for a long time yet. And we can also make stone consolidant, which when we want to make some hardened brick from our normal bricks we need to use that, but the one we want today is this one. So it's tar and brimstone. So I'm going to say craft all, let that do its thing a moment, and if we go back to our journey again, now it wants us to craft a steel bar. So okay, how do we craft a steel bar? Well, to craft a steel bar, we take our steel fire from our cauldron here, we'll leave the rest of that cooking away. We want to take some of these iron bars, that'll do. And then what we want to do is pop them back in our furnace along with our steel fire and our fuel, which fuel of choice at the minute is coal, which is a little bit better than wood, because there is some coal, as you've seen us gather in this area, which is pretty good. And then we're going to hit play, and as we can see in the queue on the bottom right, that turns those iron bars into steel bars. So we'll let those finish up, and then we can claim that. Now it wants us to unlock the steel tool knowledge, and I think, unless I'm mistaken, no we haven't, there they are, steel tools. Go back to our journey once more, and again now it wants us to craft a steel tool. And if we go back to our blacksmith bench, we've got a few bars there, but as we can see, if we go to our tools, we're going to need 15 steel bars, some leather and some branches. So we've got the branches, we just need some leather. Do we have any leather left anywhere? Should be some on our armorer's bench here still, I hope. That's thick leather, yeah. So if we just take, say, half of that, that'll be enough. Pop that on there. So we have those steel bars at the moment. I need to get some more. So this steel fire's been cooking up, we're going to grab that, pop that in there, and I'm going to let these cook into steel, and I'll bring you back when we've got enough to make our steel tools. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so welcome back, and now I think we should just have enough here. So what I want to do is, obviously we had iron here, I want to get a steel hatchet, so we're going to craft one of those. A steel pick, we're going to make ourselves one of those. Then we have this steel sickle, which will be great, and with that we need shaped wood rather than branches, which fortunately I had some shaped wood in there. So that's those for the moment. We can't quite make our skinning knife just yet, but because we've got those, we're going to take the other tools off our bar, and we're going to say our sickle up there, our steel pick down here, our steel hatchet down there, and then, oh, I took my skinning knife off because I can't do anything with that yet. Right, let's have a look at our journey again. Now it wants us to craft a steel weapon. Okay, so if I go back to my knowledge again a minute, go across to weapons. Let's just check and see what have we got. We should have, let's see, all alphabetical. Right, what do we have in weapons? Let's just see. Those are all iron. Those are all the iron weapons. Let's just see what we can actually make. They're all hardened steel. So we can do a steel mace, which we're not actually the right level even yet. So we can't actually make a steel weapon just yet. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to hold off on that one a minute, just until I can maybe figure something out, and we'll sort something out of that. But then if we just quickly go back to our things here again a minute, as I said, we can also learn this now, which will give us the improved furnace and the improved blacksmith, and we can now also learn the improved fireball cauldron, which takes a little bit more resource than the regular ones, because if I take, I'll put my hammer away, I don't have it on me. No, I have it on me, there it is. If I go back to alchemy here, as you can see, this takes a few more iron bars and some brick, and we don't actually, I don't believe, have any brick actually made up. I thought we did make some, but we may not have done. So what I'll do is, oh yes we do, there we are. So it's going to take bricks and iron bars, so again I'm just going to pinch the iron bars from here, which is going to over encumber us, but never mind. We'll just chuck that there a minute. That still needs to finish up crafting what it's doing there, so I'm going to leave that to do its thing, and once it's done I'll remove everything from it. I'll dismantle this one, replace it with this one, and if we also take a look at our stations again, go back up to smithing, if we go along here, as you can see we've got the improved blacksmith, which needs some iron reinforcements, so we need to craft those on our blacksmith. So we'll chuck all our iron bars back in there again, we'll go back to our menu, and let's say get 50 of those doing. They're going to take a little while to craft up, so as soon as they're crafted I'll again swap this bench out for the improved version, swap these out when they're done. So in the next episode you'll also see that we'll be up to our improved bench, which is going to reduce things and make things a lot more efficient for us. We'll have our improved furnace, we've got our improved fireball cauldron. So the only other thing that I want to have a look at today is to quickly just see, so Tanner, this journey, let's quickly have a look at our Tanner. Now it's already recognised that we've got a skinning knife, even though it went to a stone one, that's fine. So we need to skin a corpse. So we'll quickly do this, and then this will be the last thing for us today. So to skin a corpse, we don't even have to go and fight a crocodile, we can make this really easy. We can just run out here, where we are, and then if we take a look around in this sort of immediate area, there should be, and there never is when you want one. There we go, a gazelle, so we pop our short sword on, nice easy hit. Of course he's going to roll away down the hill, skin a corpse, whee! Unusual why they go flying like that. and we gained a level for doing that as well, so that's perfect. Now it wants to use a pick to get bark, so again these trees might work. Let's try this one. Yeah, so even that tree does it. Now it wants us to access or place a tannery, so we'll go back in. Looks like it's about to go night time again, so I'll wait out the night time and then I'll bring you back when it's the daytime once again. Alright, see you soon. Alright, welcome back to another day. So if you remember, our next journey was to access a tannery. So that's that. Now it wants us to acquire leather from the tannery, and it doesn't specify what. Now obviously it didn't count that because that is thick leather, so as you can see there, for example, even if you grab thick leather it's not going to recognise it. So we didn't have it in the tannery, we had it in our blacksmith, but yet it's still recognised that we have leather, which is pretty cool. Right, craft a tanner's table. Now we already have a tanner's table. If we access it, that still counts it. So if you already have your tanner's table early, click on it and that will still count it, and that is your tanner's journey done really quick. And as you can see, for the reward we get the improved tanner's table, which we're not going to use in this base here because it takes up the equivalent to 4 foundations. So the one where he is, that one next to it, and it would take up these 2 as well, which we just haven't really the space in here. So I think in the next episode what we may do, we may take a wander up the river here. We're going to go for a little explore, and I may build up around here somewhere our main base. I think it's about time to move up around near here somewhere, which is near Sepamaru, but that will be in the next one. So yeah, that will do it for today. Got quite a bit done there and a few little different bits and pieces, tied up some loose ends. We also got our sorcery learned. We've leveled up a couple of levels, and we've had a bit of an explore, gathered some brimstone, unlocked our improved tannery, ready for our big base, and we've also upgraded ourselves to the better furnace and better blacksmith, which I'll put in place off camera now and then show you in the next episode what they took to make. So yeah, that will do it for today. If you like the video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next episode. Happy adventure.